Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up? I'm here to be talking about some more Pixar movies. Um, this is going to be another Pixar movie, obviously. If you guys enjoy my reviews, then hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'm at 137 subs. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And it would help me out a whole lot. And I don't think I've got anything else to really say except for let's go ahead and play the music. If you guys know that music, you know what this means. It's a Toy Story movie. In fact, this is the first Toy Story movie not to use the original, CGI castle intro. I figured I'd play it just because. Also, hold on a second, my dog is barking. What do you bark at? Sorry about that, guys. I try to close the door this time. Yeah, I was watching one of my older Family Guy videos and realized that I did not close the door and he got out, so I want to keep him out of the kitchen. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. He barks. That's what dogs do. They bark. I had to let my dog inside. But yes, that's what it is. This is another Toy Story movie. This time, the CGI castle is no longer there. However, I've actually heard about this. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I think they were originally going to use the CGI castle for Toy Story 3. I believe because it was a sequel to a classic Pixar film. I'm not really sure I'm not sure if that was the case or not. It would have been nice if they would have used it, but unfortunately they did not. Yeah, they did not. But I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just pointing it out because that's what I think someone mentioned in the comments. I can't remember. I mean, there are so many, videos on the CGI castle. Like, you don't know how bad people missed this intro because it was, hardly used and stuff. So I don't know which one it was on, but yeah, that could be a possibility, but then they were like, you know what? Let's just be lazy and use the same, castle intro as the Disney one. So yeah. Because as I stated in my WALL-E video that they actually used this until 2012 actually. They did. They used this till 2012. So, yeah. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on that, you guys can watch the WALL-E video. If you guys don't like listening to that on the WALL-E video, then I have a time skip in the comments. I was actually gonna put it like on the comments, but I was like, you know what? I can't really. I don't know if people are gonna be able to find it because of people commenting. So yeah. But yes, this is kind of this is kind of the thing though. It's kind of that's the thing though. That's what I heard at least. I don't know, but let's not talk about that. I just wanted to point that out. Let's talk about Toy Story 3. Now, Toy Story 3. I gotta say, I'm not really a big fan of Toy Story 3. I don't hate it, but don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's right. I'm not really a big fan of Toy Story 3 as much as everyone else. I know, I know. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, get over. Yeah, it's just my opinion. Yeah, get over it. It's my opinion. Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of Toy Story 3. I'm really not. I'm sorry, but I tried to get into the movie. I really did. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate this movie. In fact, I don't think there's been a Pixar movie yet I've actually despised. Of course, there's Cars 2 and Brave we have to go through, but. And then there's a film later down the road that I definitely despise. My heart, I despise it all the way through and out. I despise it. Whatever the heck I just said. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. I do despise this movie coming down the road, but we got a little ways to go before we get to it, but yeah, I just didn't get into Toy Story 3 too much. I didn't get into it. I thought it was okay. It was alright, I suppose. I don't know why. I don't feel like it's as good as Toy Story 2 and 1. Maybe it's just a sense of humor. I think the first two movies had kind of a sense of humor. Sure, the first movie was kind of simple, and the plot was kind of simple, but I thought it worked. I thought it was pretty good. And yeah, I know people don't like Woody being, an asshole to Buzz and people, but everyone's kind of treating him like garbage anyway, so I mean, it didn't really matter there. But this movie I just feel is it's alright, I suppose. It's alright. I just don't think it's a movie I would go back to very often. It's just not a movie. It's just not a movie I would like to go back to. I mean, I think it's okay. The villain's alright. The villain apparently is named Lotso, which, by the way, fun fact, he is voiced by Ned Beatty. I think I pronounced his name right. He's the voice actor of Lotso. Apparently, according to Google, this is like, I think his last speaking role or something before he passed away or something. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the case or not. I think that's what they said, at least. So that's pretty interesting. I believe this is also the last speaking role of Mr. Potato Head's voice actor, too. Yeah, Mr. Potato Head's the highlight of this movie. I like Mr. Potato Head. He's such a sassy character, but I like him. I like him a lot. He's got a sassy personality, but it's not like too sassy. I mean, yeah, you could argue in Toy Story 1, he's kind of, I don't really like him as much in Toy Story 1 because he's kind of mean to Woody. But I like him in Toy Story 2 and 3. I think Toy Story 2 and 3 is pretty good. But it's sad that this is his last speaking role in a movie. He did speak in some shorts. He spoke into some shorts. I think I mentioned in Toy Story 2 though, that I thought there was a Christmas special, but apparently it keeps popping up the dinosaur one, the dinosaur short one. So I don't know. The thing is that I don't know if that's the case or not. Maybe it was just a dream or something I had. But I thought there was a Toy Story short with the original, owner Andy, owning the toys, but I don't think that's the case. I don't really know if it is or not. I don't know. But that's what I thought, at least, because that doesn't make any sense how Toy Story is it's the main franchise, where DreamWorks has, I think, multiple different franchises tied into DreamWorks. Toy Story is the face of Pixar. So you'd think there would be a lot of shorts from the early 2000s or something. Like the Minions and all that. The Minions and all. I know people despise the Minions, but they are the face of Illumination and scratch the face of Blue Sky, which sadly, got shattered into pieces. But hey, I don't know. Guess you check out my reviews on Blue Sky too. I think they were pretty good. But yeah, basically though, but they don't have any shorts from, I think, the early 2000s that I'm aware of. But I mean, I don't know, because there's the Buzz Lightyear TV show, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I think this is the last movie that Mr. Potato Head has a speaking role in, which really sucks, but I'll probably get more into detail about that when I review Toy Story 4, because yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, but let's talk about the things I actually liked besides Mr. Potato Head. The other things I liked about this movie. Well, I like the villain. I think the villain's pretty good. I don't think he's as good as Stinky Pete. I mean, we kind of see his twist villain kind of coming. We kind of see him becoming a villain. That's something we kind of see. We see it kind of coming. But yeah, we see it. We see it. We see it coming though. So yeah, but I mean, but I think he's still a good villain. However, I don't like I don't like how he they keep throwing it in our face that he's gonna turn good and all that, and he doesn't turn good. He ends up betraying him. I hate that. Why couldn't he be a good guy? Why couldn't they make Lotso a good guy? That would be nice. They could make him a good guy. I mean, doesn't mean like every villain has to be, bad throughout the entire movie until their demise at the end. Or whatever happens to them, whether they get arrested or something, because in this case, the toys don't really get arrested or have their demise. They usually just get taken away by someone else. Which means they're honestly still out there somewhere. They're still out there somewhere, and they could easily come back and cause chaos. So, I mean, with Sid, they moved away and stuff and all that. And yeah, Sid knows that toys can talk. Speaking of that, Sid, I actually could have done I meant to do a fun fact for this one instead, but I chose Lotso instead because I forgot I had a fun fact already for this. Which is still nice because I got to get to point out Lotso's voice actor. But yeah, Sid was in this movie too. He was a garbage man in this movie. You could tell by his shirt. It never shows his face, but you could tell by his shirt that that's Sid. And even fun fact here that even Sid is even voiced by the same voice actor who voiced him as a child. So that's crazy. That's really crazy. But yeah, that's really, really crazy how that is. But yeah, I just find that kind of crazy, but that's pretty nice. They put that detail in there and all that, but yeah, but I'm just saying too that the fact that Lotso and Stinky Pete got taken away by other kids does not mean like they won't escape and come back and try to hurt them. So I mean, I know they're not gonna allow that because that's just pointless in a movie, but I'm just saying, if this were real life, like if you were having a toy or a robot attack you in real life, because robots are kind of like toys in ways, they move on their own and stuff. And you had them attack you, and you sent them away to someone. They would come back. They would come back and try to hurt you again. So I mean, clearly that doesn't make much sense. But hey, it's a movie. It's not real. It's fake. So it's not like a huge nitpick, but it's still a nitpick in my opinion. Because I'm like, why couldn't they make Lotso, a good guy at the end, instead of throwing it in our face, like I mentioned earlier, throwing it in our face and telling us that, making us think he's going to become a good guy when he doesn't. I hate that. They could have easily made him a good guy at the end, because they made all the other toys a good guy. I guess basically it led to a scene where where like everyone in the audience who watches this movie is traumatized because the toys are about to meet their doom and stuff and all that, and which is kind of heartbreaking, but at the same time it's kind of pointless because you know that this is freaking the face of Pixar. You know that Disney's not gonna allow the toys to all get killed. You could argue maybe they get replacement toys instead, but I think I knew they weren't gonna allow them to die. So yeah, but you know they're not actually gonna die. So I mean the scene's kind of pointless. They could have easily just maybe instead, or they could have had Lotso actually almost die with them, and they end up breaking free. Because that just leads to just pointless scenes at the end where he gets taken off and all that. And like I said, he could easily come back because, you know, he's a toy and he could easily come back and try to hurt them again. So, I mean, so yeah, it feels kind of pointless to keep him as a villain at the end. I mean, with like A Bug's Life or Hopper, you know, Hopper was a bad guy, and he had the option to be good when Flint told him about, you know, pointed out, you know, I don't remember what it was, but he said, you know this, don't you, and all that, and Hopper had a look on his face, like he was gonna turn over, but he didn't. So they could have easily, they could have easily, you know, fixed that with lots of, because with Hopper, at least, you know, he had a great demise and stuff. Toy Story doesn't really have any of that, so yeah, it feels kind of, you know, pointless. But I still think he's a great villain, even though they could have made him a good guy at the end. But I do like him. For some reason, he smells like strawberries because he does smell like strawberries. So yeah. Yeah, I could use a bear that smells like strawberries. I could. Not one that tries to kill me or something, but I could use a bear that smells like strawberries. I could. But yeah, I think the villain, though, is pretty good. The villain doesn't take away the movie that much, except for getting the ending. But that's it. The ending is all it takes away from the movie, is the ending. Because, you know, again, you know, they could have made him a good guy and stuff, so, yeah. What else do I like about this movie? What else do I like about it? Well, I like seeing Andy kind of grow up and all that. I like seeing that. Personally, I don't really like him giving the toys to Bonnie, though. I don't like him giving the toys to Bonnie, because I think he should have took him to college or something, but, I mean, I know that Bonnie's a sweet kid and all that, minus Toy Story 4, but we'll get there later. We'll get there later. You know, but still, but still, though, it's just, but still, you know, it's just, you know, it's just kind of, you know, I don't know, I kind of feel like it could have went with Andy to the attic. Actually, no, take that back. I think, you know, take back what I said. I think them going to Bonnie is actually pretty good. I think it's Woody that should have gone with Andy, you know. Woody should have gone with Andy. Because, I mean, in Toy Story 4, they make a pointless sequel and all that, and I don't know. Even though Woody and Buzz are, like, my two favorite characters on the movies, I think Mr. Potato Head's probably my third favorite. I still think, you know, they should have, I don't know what I think about this. I don't know. Because I was thinking maybe it'd be better, but then we do get some shorts and all. Some of the shorts are actually pretty good with Woody in it. So, I don't know. I think maybe it's better this way, honestly. I really don't know what to think about that, though, But again, we'll get to Toy Story 4, and I'll tell you guys my thoughts about that later. But yeah, this is Toy Story 3, so Toy Story 4 does not exist in this universe. So, yeah. I don't even remember if the movie was alright or not. I haven't seen the movie since it first came out. I first bought it back in 2019. I haven't seen it since. I've seen reactions to it, but I have not seen the movie since. So, yeah. And I won't watch it until I actually review it, so, yeah. But wait, to take back what I said, too, I think, again, Woody and all the other toys going with Bonnie is actually fine. I don't know why I even said all that, just... I think it does lead to a sweet moment and stuff. Even though I think Andy, I wish kind of Andy would have, kept Woody, but I don't know. I think it works out pretty good. We do get some more shorts with Woody in it and stuff, so I think it works out pretty good. But anywho, yeah, those are the highlights. Now let's talk about the things that actually make me frustrated about this film. One thing that makes me frustrated about this film, this is one big problem. No Bo Peep. That's right, no Bo Peep. Bo Peep is like the highlight of the first two Toy Story movies, because she was basically the voice of wisdom for Woody, and basically the love interest for Woody. And he actually returns in Toy Story 4, but still, I think they should have just kept her here and not even bother making a Toy Story 4. But again, I don't know if the movie is really good or not. But we'll find out if I take my words back for this. But for right now, I think Bo Peep should have been in Toy Story 3. But unfortunately, Bo Peep was not in Toy Story 3. They mentioned her, but she was not in Toy Story 3 at all. I'm not sure why she wasn't in Toy Story 3. I'm not sure. But yeah, she was not in Toy Story 3, so, she's been gone since the second Toy Story movie, which is crazy. Unless they made some shorts before Toy Story 3, which I don't think they did. I thought they would have, but I'm not sure if they did or not. I mean, they made shorts with other characters, but with other movies like Incredibles and Cars and Ratatouille and stuff, even Monsters Inc. But they did not make a short for Toy Story, which is odd. So I don't know if I think her last appearance wasn't Toy Story 3 before she got kicked out of the movies in Toy Story 3. Well, I wouldn't say kicked out, but you know what I mean. Like they wrote her off screen. They wrote her off. She was nowhere to be seen in Toy Story 3. So yeah, and she does appear in Toy Story 4, but I've not seen Toy Story 4 in a long time. And what I've heard from that movie is that it's really bad. So I don't know. I've seen it in the past, but I thought it was okay. But I don't know. I don't know. I just... but yeah, that was kind of a nitpick. I did not like about Toy Story 3. That kind of hurt the film a bit because, she was barely in Toy Story 2 as it is. I was like, it would have been nice to see her again in Toy Story 3 and play a bigger role, but I don't know. And like I said, she is in Toy Story 4, but I don't want to say anything about that until I actually see the film. And if I like it, then I'll take back everything I said about Toy Story 3. Because that would lead to the fourth movie, which I hear is very bad, according to a lot of critics. Like even Totally Cody, a movie reactor I watch, hates the movie. And he likes a lot of movies that he watches. He hates that movie. That's how bad I hear it was. But I don't know. I have not seen it in years, so I'm not sure. And another problem I have with this movie, apparently too, this is another freaking problem. This is another stupid thing I hate about this movie. Well, I wouldn't say I hate, but let's say I don't like it. Because if there are movies I hate out there, but I said this movie's alright. This is another, we'll say this is a nitpick. This is it's not really a nitpick. This is actually something I'm going to say, yeah, I do actually hate this about the movie. luckily it's not on screen very long. But everyone is calling Woody a freaking liar when he tells everyone that freaking Andy was gonna put them in the freaking attic, and they're calling him a liar and stuff, and they're calling him a liar and all that, saying, you know, they're calling him a liar, saying, you know, that Andy was gonna throw him out, even though he told them directly many times that they were not gonna get thrown out. That thrown out. The mom mistaked him as trash, so they were getting thrown in the trash can. So that's frustrating to freaking see, and that's frustrating to watch. Because I'm like, what did Woody do for them not to believe it? Toy Story 1, I can understand, because he knocked Buzz out the window and stuff, and he was kind of a bit of an asshole, but he wasn't like, you know, again, his friends were also, you know, jerks to him on the first movie too, but he did knock Buzz out the window, So basically, yeah, they had a reason not to believe him in the first movie when they saw Buzz's arm, you know, get taken off. I mean, I wouldn't have believed Woody either, even though Woody, you know, really did nothing wrong. I still wouldn't have believed him because he was kind of a jerk to Buzz. Here, though, in this movie, he does nothing wrong. He does not lie or anything. And Andy, did call him junk. He did call the toys junk, but it just reveals to be a whole freaking stupid misunderstanding, and it's even more stupid when Woody flat out tells them, like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times that they were not getting thrown out, they were being put in the attic. So yeah, it's frustrating when that happens too, and all that. And then another thing, it's frustrating to see the kids freaking torment the toys. And you could argue they kind of deserve it for freaking calling Woody a liar, but still, I'm like, what? Why did Andy's mom freaking donate these toys to the daycare? And these kids are freaking abusing these toys. I don't get it. And I know kids put things in their mouth and toys, and they put toys in their mouth and stuff, in their nose and stuff. But basically though, but they don't go like banging things around and all that. Most kids are actually pretty nice with toys. Yes, that when they're babies they aren't, but these kids are probably like 3 or 4 years old, and they freaking are like tormenting these toys by putting them in their mouth, which is gross. Their nose, I think it's just gross. And for some reason, like Lotso wants them over there. I'm not really sure why. I guess because, you know, Lotso, you know, wants to be with toys that actually respect him. I'm not really sure. But yeah, But yeah, it just feels. I shouldn't care because these freaking toys all were treating Woody like crap, like calling him a liar and stuff. But at the same time, I don't want to see these freaking toys get freaking ripped to shreds and stuff and beat up because of kids. Like where's the freaking teacher when all this is going on? Like, when these freaking kids are breaking these toys and stuff, where are all the kids at? I mean, I really don't know. I don't know where the heck they're at and stuff when this happens. But yeah, it's just crazy how, you know, that's the case there and all that. And you can argue that they're young kids, but they still need to learn not to freaking destroy things like toys and stuff. Because these are freaking toys for other kids and other generations. So yeah, So yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating that watching these toys get tormented by kids is frustrating. And also, for some reason, they throw the whole Space Ranger thing in this movie too. Again, Buzz Lightyear is thinking he's a Space Ranger again. And although it's not as bad as the first one I think he's kind of annoying. But the second movie, I think, did it better. I think it was better seeing Buzz, look at not a toy like him and seeing how annoying he was. Here it's just it's all right. I mean, it makes him kind of a villain, but I don't feel like they do a whole lot with it. I feel like they don't focus on Buzz Lightyear being a villain too much. Or I don't know if he's even a villain. I don't know what the heck he is, but I think he's a villain or a Space Ranger. I mean, I know he's a Space Ranger, but I don't know if he's a bad guy or what. Because it works for Lotso, so I don't know. And I gotta say, I do like Spanish Buzz too. Spanish Buzz rocks. I like Spanish Buzz. So there are things I like and don't like about this movie. And I think whenever that happens, this film I think deserves a meh. Yes, I'm gonna give this film a meh. Yeah, I know people are not going to like me for that, but I just don't think they think this film is as good as the first two Toy Story movies. I think it's it's all right. I used to hate this movie back when it first came out, but I think this movie has actually grown on me a bit over time. I still wouldn't watch it all the time, but I don't mind owning the DVD now. I don't mind owning it. I think it's all right. I think it's an okay movie, and I think it deserves 63 points. So this is getting a high meh. If it weren't for some of the scenes in the movie, it probably would have gotten a lot higher score. But due to a lot of these stupid scenes of people accusing Woody as being a liar and toys getting tormented by kids and all that, I think this movie definitely deserves a meh. And I'm not really a big fan of the whole like dark scene. I think the comedy works better for Toy Story. There really isn't a lot of comedy in this movie either. Now I don't mind there being comedy sometimes, but I don't know. I just think I prefer comedy over dark humor when it comes to this. Now I know SpongeBob has had episodes that had no comedy in them, and they were actually really good. But here it's kind of like I feel like there needs to be more comedy in this movie too. I think there needs to be more comedy, and I don't know, and I think it's all right. It's a darker Toy Story movie, but I don't know. At the same time, I think I prefer comedy. Now people like the dark humor. That's fine too. It's fine. That's everyone's personal opinion. But I just someone I think that prefers the first two movies because they're funny and all that, and This movie's not really emotional as much. It actually ain't emotional as much as the previous Pixar movies we talked about. Well, all of them, I guess, except for A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life really ain't that emotional, but A Bug's Life and the Buzz Lightyear movie, but most of them have been very emotional, but I think this film is all right. I didn't say I hated it, but I definitely think I would go back and watch Toy Story 1 and 2 over this movie as much. but I still go back to it every so often. And this is Toy Story. This is Toy Story. This is Toy Story 3 reviewed. So yeah, there's a lot of, you know, stupid moments in here and all that, but overall, yeah, the film was pretty okay, and we get some nice moments with Mr. Potato Head, you know, before they freaking scream. I mean, they push him to the side and all that like he's nothing. And overall, this film is just okay. Nothing too bad, nothing too great, just all right. And I definitely would watch it again with a family or something, with family members or something down the road. So yeah, I guess you guys can. I guess I can. My comment question would be for this. What do you guys think of the villain Lotso? Do you guys think he's a good villain, or do you guys think he's do you guys think he's a bad villain? Because I think Lotso, in my opinion, is a good villain. I think he's pretty good. I like him. I don't think he's great, but I think he's a good villain. And that's my comment question, and I think I'm going to go ahead and let this go now. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe, and remember, this is just my opinion. You guys may have a different opinion on this movie, but this is just my opinion. And I'll see you guys next week for Cars 2. Bye-bye.